But is it rolling? Hi guys, we're at Minneopa State Park in Mankato, Minnesota, and we're here to shoot some buffalo. And it's like, what, 3 hours from our house, so we left like way too late, and now we're here at 12:30. I think the gates close at 3:30, so we've only got like 3 hours to shoot. My bad. Should have woke up earlier.
Hey Quinn.
What?
Are you excited to see the buffalo?
Yeah!
We found the buffalo. Wasn't too hard because there were other cars here already. And they're pretty close. But because they're laying down and they're not doing much, I figured I'll just tell you what I'm using today. So right now my main setup is going to be the Sony a7R III, which I love, and it's pretty new to me, maybe 2 months. And then I have the Sigma MC11 adapter because I'm too cheap to go buy new glass, because I already like my glass, thank you. And then the Canon, the 70-200 2.8. This one is the IS2. So that's gonna probably be my best bet right now. But if for some reason they decide they don't want to come visit us at all, that's fine, because I do have this, which is probably like my tried and true setup. It's my 7D Mark II, which I've been shooting on for like 2 years or something, so the crop sensor gets you in a little bit extra. And then this is the Sigma 150-600C, which is a f4 to 5.6, so the light on this setup not as great, but it's a pretty bright day, so whatever, we'll get it done. So that's probably what I'll be shooting on for most of the day, and then I'll make a video later too with the rest of my equipment and what else I'd like to do. But what would this be? Cheap hack. Photo hack. I don't have a beanbag, so I just use a scarf, and it works, and it does not look professional like a nice camouflage beanbag would look. But you know what? You roll your window up and you set the scarf on, and it does the same exact thing as the beanbag. Look at that. It's great. I'll take it back someday. I'm gonna get a beanbag and be like, that scarf trick was garbage. But whatever. This video might be a little boring because I'm not supposed to get out of my car, because one time I came here and I did get out of my car and the cop from Mankato came over and he's like, don't do that. Got in a little bit of trouble. And then we ended up shop talking about where to find wildlife in Mankato, and it was fine, but I got yelled at. Look at those buffalo.
Tell them to move.
Oh, a cute little buffalo butt.
Take a picture of it.
I already did, but I'll take another one. Okay, so my uncle's a wildlife photographer.
Where at?
In Montana. So he has a bison range he likes to go to quite a bit, and he has friends that like to go there also, and they all share photos amongst themselves. And he, one day, normally you see a lot of wildlife there, but one day he's just seeing nothing. And finally he saw a coyote, and the coyote let him photograph him for a while, and this lady drove up, saw the coyote, slammed on her brakes, and spooked it, and it ran away. So then he's like, well, today's just been kind of a poop day. So then he sees a buffalo doing its thing, and he's like, I'm gonna take a picture of this, and then he sends it to his friends, and he's like, yo, I went to the bison range today. This picture pretty much sums up how it went for me. So I'm gonna do the same thing to him. So this guy, he had his head down the whole time, but he was kind of my favorite to watch because he was the most active, and he's kind of the one that would walk around the herd and like use his head to push people up and get them moving around, and eventually he got the whole herd walking around eating food. So I just decided he needed a photo for recognition, for making my day just a little more interesting. A bad day on the bison range, still better than any good day in the office, right? That's what he says, and I agree. For all you wildlife happy photographers out there who want to learn a little more, let's say, no, your shutter speed should be twice that of your focal length. So if I'm shooting at 600 millimeters, my shutter speed should be at least 1200. Math is hard though. So what would that be? 1/1200th of a second? See, maybe you don't want field tips from me. Yes, should be 1/1200 1/1200.
Why?
1/1200 a second. Oh, duh. Because when you're at this focal length, the jostling around, just even the blood in your hands that creates small amounts of vibration, is gonna give you fuzzy photos, soft photos. You won't get sharp photos if it's wiggling around all over the place, unless your shutter speed is fast enough to account for that. So if I'm shooting at just 150, my shutter speed only needs to be 300. But if I'm at 600, I should at least be at 1/1200 of a second for my shutter speed. Otherwise, just me being a person and us being in a car, it's gonna cause a lot of vibration. The short way of saying it would be to adjust for vibration and movement.
That was a lot shorter.
That was a lot shorter. But we do have 3 homies that just stood up. I think maybe they're like, I'm getting kind of hungry. I've, ate this morning and then I took a nice little nap.
Sounds like your life.
It is my life. That's, I think, why I relate so well. Why I like them so much. This little bison boy was so cute. He was like licking his chops and picking his boogers, and I just had a mom moment. And I was like, aw, little nubbins. Just take a photo of that because I can relate. Here's my vision. I've got these really sweet stickers from my friend Wild Slice. I don't know her real name, but I should. But she's on Instagram as Wild Slice, so that's what I know. I'll put her link below in the description. But what I wanted to, she sent me all these cool stickers and some cool clothing too, but what I really wanted to do was like take the little bison boy and like put him out there with the rest of the buffalo. See how cute that would be? Boop, boop, boop. But I kind of need them all to stand up first. But we've gone from 2 up to all down to 2 more up to now 4 up. Slow progress. We'll get there. Oh, look at this cute one too with the coffee. That's probably the one that I should put on my car. Make them move. Don't put that in because that's the most unwildlife photographer-y thing to ever say. Make the animals do something.
What, are the bison up in the air now?
Well, there's bald eagles.
Ooh.
And they're more interesting right now.
A wild bald eagle appeared.
Plus, I want to see how far you can crop in with 42 megapixels and still get a good photo. Alright, so a few eagles flew overhead, and I really just wanted to see how well the Sony did with not only focusing on them at 600 millimeters, but how far I could crop in too. So after the 600 millimeter shot, I wanted to see how far you could crop in before realistically you start losing quality of your photo. So this is kind of just a test run for that. It's not really a great photo, but it's kind of fun to play around in the field a little bit. Look at that! It's so cute! Love it.
We've only been here for 2.5 hours now. And they've moved about 20 feet. They have slowly inched forward.
They have.
Slowly.
They'll make their way. They're on their own time schedule. So this isn't the entire herd, but it's a good majority of the herd. And I just wanted to take one photo with multiple bison in it. Just, just for the sake of it. And I do like the way it turned out, although it's not a very interesting photo. Normally with wildlife photography, if you don't have the eye, you don't have the photo. I think I don't have anybody's eye, so I don't think I really have like a great photo here, but it's a good memory, and it's kind of something I wanted to just take a photo of for you guys to see and print out and just have for my own sake.
Jordan, this herd is right in front of you.
Oh.
You could get some nice bison bokeh with the sticker. Come on. Let's go.
So this one was for my friend Nicole. She has a company called Wild Slice, and she sent me some really cool stickers and t-shirts and stuff. And I was just thinking how cool it would be to take a photo of the bison with the bison in the background. Even though I shot at f8, the bison are still pretty bokeh'd out, which is fine. You get the idea. But I'm gonna try and work a little more and see if I can't, you know, mesh two photos together and get both in focus. But that's kind of a project for another time. Well, we literally waited for 2 hours and 45 minutes with all the bison mostly just laying down. Sometimes they'd stand up and then lay back down. But that's where patience really is important, because right at that, you know, if we have like 15-20 minutes left, they all stood up and walked right in front of the car, and I got some photos, and obviously you'll see some footage of how close they got. So it was kind of exciting right at the end, but if we had just stayed and looked at them for, you know, an hour, we would have totally missed out on all of that. So patience, it's a virtue. Super is. Thank you for watching. Sorry if it was a little bit cringy. This is our first video and we don't know what we're doing, but we're trying and it's fun, and that's what matters. But if you liked it, and even if you didn't like it, hit the like button anyways, just to make me feel a little better. And thanks for watching.